Yorkshire has made their way through the finals day. That is unbelievable. What a game we have witnessed here this evening.
The batting innings, they had a very good team out. I think it was a decent pitch to bat on, but it was doing a little bit early doors, and we managed to scrape to about 160, which, to be fair, batting first in a quarter-final it's a decent score, but you know that you've got to bowl well if you're going to be successful. And to be fair, we took wickets at key times and found ourselves in a decent position. I think they batted pretty well from about 6 overs towards the end, and they needed 13 off the last 2 overs, and Rev bowled a really good over until his last ball, as he would like to say. He got hit for 6 by Laurie Evans, but I still say to him to this day that it probably helped us get over the line, because needing 5 from 6 kind of changed the way that they wanted to play the last over. Had it been 11 off the last over, I would think they'd have tried to be a bit more aggressive, but they definitely tried to knock it round and take it to kind of last 2 or 3 balls. But yeah, luckily we found ourselves on the winning side, and now it's a memory that sticks pretty well in my brain to this day, to be honest. It was massively instinct this over. I spoke with Dave Woolley, the captain at the time, and it was taking every ball that was in front of me. It was trying to change the plan and be very unpredictable. As you see from the first ball, the bounce that I bowled the first ball was bang on the money, but it's not necessarily something that I would have bowled if it was 11, 12 needed off the last over, but it was just something that we needed to do to try and get into the over without any damage, and then trying to put pressure on them. So it was very much taking every ball as it comes and try and, like I say, outfox the batsman. Yeah, so that bumper, I was actually a bit worried walking back, because I wasn't sure if it was going to be given a no ball. Yeah, we actually reviewed it as well, which, to be fair, wasn't the smartest idea, because if it had been above head height, we'd have found ourselves only needed 4 off the last 6. So it was a bit of a gamble. I think we thought there might have been a nick, and obviously if you try to get a wicket at any time during the over, it disturbs their rhythm and brings a new batsman to the crease. So luckily got away with it, dot ball, and yeah, we managed to move on to the next ball. No, as we were watching the replay, I was panicking, because I was obviously he'd give it not out, could have been changed to out, but also the height of the ball was a problem. So I think they had a bit of a complaint after the review had been done, to say that they thought it was a no ball, but we take it. It worked. The plan came together. Next ball, yeah. So as you can see there, Yorker, I saw him move leg side and tried to follow him, but you could just see from the intent of how they were trying to play it is that they were actually trying to knock it around. If that had been 11 off the last 6, he'd probably try to hit that for a boundary there, which, to be fair, it played into our hands massively. And I think, like you say, I managed to get for the 4th ball here with 4 balls left. I need 4, and I think this was another 1. I'm speaking to Dave at mid-off here, and we're just going through plans, and I think my best ball in this stage was definitely a Yorker, and it was something that I felt confident to hit, and I think it's the one that I went to most during this over. So yeah, I managed to just get it there, but again, I've probably missed a little bit there, and he's just tapped it down to long on, and we've managed to only concede 1 run. So I think it's in these moments, it's pressure gets to both people. I think they're looking and saying we can try and take it right deep down to the last 2 or 3 balls, but then if you get a dot or lose a wicket, then as a batsman you're definitely feeling pressure. So that was a key moment, really, and this one was a big moment. So I was speaking to Dave Woolley at mid-off here, and he was talking about bowling under the Yorker, but I think at that point it became predictable. And like I said earlier in the piece, being unpredictable was key. So he was speaking to me about going with my slow ball, back of the hand slow ball, which is also a massive part of my armoury. And yeah, I'll let it play out, but it was just making sure that I was clear when I was running. There's nothing worse than running in and having any doubts in your mind. But yeah, back of hand slow ball and managed to nail it. And luckily, I think that little fumble from Tom managed to get us a run out. So again, moments of pressure. Tom stands up there and gets us that run out. So yeah, it was. You can see here, I'm buzzing, but I'm definitely thinking I've still got 2 balls left to bowl. And yeah, the lads are very happy there. But like I say, to see the back of Overton was massive, because he's a good ball striker, and it kept Evans off strike as well. So new batsman coming in, Sunil Narayan, also a very good ball striker, and There was a big moment here. You see me just give a little bit of a calm down sign to the lads. I think there was arms and legs everywhere, people pointing at the field and things like that, and you can actually see I'm like shuffling back and forward, I'm hands everywhere because I'm nervous here. But it's a bit of a blur really. We spoke about Narayan. Narayan's a good ball striker, and Dave wanted me to go slow ball again, but I felt like with Narayan's power, if I gave him any sort of kind of width with his hands to free at the ball to a shorter boundary, then I felt like we could be in trouble. And I said to Dave, I want to go back to my Yorker and I want to hit him on the heel so he can't get his hands free. I did that, but luckily Will Frame was well positioned at deep square because Narayan managed to get a good bit of it off his legs, managed to squeeze him up there, but I think somebody said that they moved Franey round a little bit just before the ball, and luckily it paid off, and obviously an amazing catch to get to take us to the last ball. Obviously they needed 3 off 1. Yeah, the celebrations there are massive again, but I'm still, the heart's beating for this last ball, and yeah, I think Gus Atkinson came in here, and that was an interesting choice actually because he had either broken his hand or dislocated a finger or something during this game, and we were a bit confused as to why they sent him out, because there was somebody who was batting below who was actually a decent ball striker and decided to go with Gus instead. But yeah, it's big celebration there. I'd be lying if I said it was calm, that is for sure. I think I was very nervous at the back of the mark, but at this point I think in this moment here, you've got 1 ball. I think that was the thing. You got down to that moment there where it's just 1 moment. We've had 6 moments in the last 10 minutes, but now you've got 1 chance to win the game, and I think you couldn't be any clearer. It was my best ball, my Yorker. I'm going to try ball my Yorker and try and either hit the stumps or just try and make him miss it. Luckily he missed it, but I actually did miss my Yorker, and when you look back at this here, it's actually in a decent position, so any ball striker on their team is probably hitting me for 6 or 4 there, but luckily under the pressure I think Gus Atkinson comes out and obviously tries to get any sort of bat on it, and luckily he misses it and we see us over the line. And yeah, mate, it's definitely up there. I think at the moment, like I said, if you feel like it's your moment for the season really, you feel like the blast could be your, if things like that are going your way, then it could be a chance to win the competition. Unfortunately it didn't pan out that way. It could have been a kind of fairy tale story for us to win that comp that season, but unfortunately it didn't. But as a match itself, a standalone match, it's definitely up there, and a performance that I definitely kind of go back to. And when I'm in those pressure moments, it's something that you kind of you dip into the well and you kind of try and feel how you felt in those moments and see if you can recreate it. And it's definitely something that I enjoy to obviously to watch, but also to kind of recap and learn from.